Identify a problem, a big problem. Gather stakeholders, both sides of the aisle. Challenge not to go small, go big. Persist year after year. Be able to get it over the goal line, even if it's by a single vote. Then make sure it gets implemented well. The victory in the passage of the bill, the victory is when people's lives start to improve, and now people's lives are starting to improve. That's the kind of person and that's the kind of president that Kamala Harris is, and that's what we got to work so very, very hard for. So very, very hard. And just quickly about Tim Walz. You know, I'm biased toward a governor named Tim who grew up in the Midwest. I'm biased. I mean, I like him. But I will say this, of the many things about Tim Walz, high school teacher coach, National Guard member, 5-term congressman, that's really important. Probably the most common job of the VP is when the president taps the VP on the shoulder and says, go to Congress and convince him to do what I want him to do. And Walz was in the House for 5 terms. And the House is usually the harder body to convince. And he's very well regarded on both sides of the House. That's an important skill set. Being a successful 2-term governor of Minnesota, where he's done a lot of good things, especially around kids, that's great. The thing I like most about him, high school teacher. I think teachers have been getting a raw deal. I think teachers have been getting kicked around. They've been getting underpaid, have been under-respected and under-appreciated. I think teachers are tired of being told what not to teach instead of celebrated for what they do teach. I think teachers need a little bit of uplift right now. And my wife Ann is on the State Board of Education, and she has watched this too. Wow, the vice president, public school teacher, the vice president's wife, public school teacher and administrator, to have a teacher, coach, administrator in the highest offices in the land is going to be such a shot in the arm and a sign of recognition and respect for our educators around the country. Never was there a more important time to send a sign of respect for educators than right now. So what a great ticket! What a great ticket! I'll just say this. I feel good about the dynamic in Virginia. Certainly better than 2 months ago, because we have both the unity and the energy, where we had unity but not the energy we needed when I was last with you in June. We have unity and energy now. This is still going to be very, very hard. I've been part of 2 history-making campaigns. In October of 2006, when I was governor, I told then Senator Barack Obama I would back him for president, and I would make sure that he won not in spite of Virginia, but because of Virginia. And he said, listen, I hear you, but you guys haven't gone Democratic since LBJ. You haven't gone Democratic for 44 years. I said, yeah, but that's because you guys, Democratic presidential candidates, haven't invested time and resources in this. And if you do, you will win. And he did, and he did. Right? He did, and he did. But as great as that election night felt at Grant Park in Chicago, it was hell getting there. You know, we think about it, it all worked out fine. It was hell getting there. Then I was part of a second history-making campaign, being on the ticket with Hillary. And I saw, again, just like with Barack Obama, how hard it was. I saw the double standard applied to her. I saw the things about her that were minor compared to things about her opponent that were massive. You know, his foibles were minimized and her minor foibles were magnified. I saw the people chanting, lock her up. I saw the double standards every day at 105 days I was on the ticket. Making history is hard. You know, you got the 2 examples. In one we succeeded and one we failed. In Virginia we got it right both times, but as a nation, in one we succeeded and one we failed. Making history is hard. When you're trying to do something that's never been done, you're the underdog no matter what the polls say, until you do it. Once you've done it, okay, then we can pay attention to the polls. But when you're trying to do something that's never been done, you're the underdog until it has been done. But the last thing I'll say is this. Virginians were famous for revering history. I would rather make history than revere history. And we got a chance to make history generation gets the chance to make history the way that you are getting the chance. Let's not mess it up. I've got great confidence in us. Make it happen. Go win. Thanks, Warren Downs.